Hello, everyone, and welcome to the All Effin' Wrestling Show. We got a big show planned for you. We got Dollywood in the show. We got Mr. Isaacs on the show. We got jokes. We got controversy. Without further ado,
Tell me what's my age. Tell me what's my occupation. Tell me what's my race.
Coming to you live from the FN Worldwide Media Studios,
Tell me what's my
located in
Tell me what's my race.
parts unknown.
Inflation. Tell me what's my age. Tell me what's my race. Tell me all my sexual.
it's the All Effin' Wrestling Show.
Tell me all your information. I wanna know.
With your host, Canada Dry. In the JFB,
Tell me how it's priced. Tell me if the item is for sale. And tell me.
Welcome, everyone, to the All Effin' Wrestling Show. I am your host. I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada Effin' Dry. Introduce yourself, Jeremy.
Yes, you guys know me. I'm the American half of the Magic of Wrestling podcast, host of Collision After Dark. I am not JFB, but I'm his stand-in, his understudy, if you will. I'm the effing expert, Mr. Isaacs.
And go ahead, Dollywood.
All right, I am Dollywood, as it says here. Oh, I got it right that time. First try. Went into the right section of the screen.
You're the
Um,
Hibbit of Power.
HBIC of power.
What's his-
Resident
what's the IC
Bombshell
stand
and Dog Mom.
That part was a joke. The second one was a joke.
for? All right.
Hello to Alec and Noob.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
we got
We got
Alex
Alex
Haney in the
Haney.
house.
King Haney is in the house. Noob is in the house.
What's up, noob?
So, without further ado, let's get into a thing we call the news.
From the four corners of the globe, from our studios to your home, this is FNN, the FN News Network, starring Canada Dry and the JFB.
So, big news last night. Big news. R-Truth has returned to the WWE.
Huge news. Returning legend. Man, this is gonna be headlines everywhere. All right.
Nothing
So
bigger could have happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's
You know what's
nothing
funny
bigger
is
that's
that-
happened here.
You know, CM Punk returned last night, but it was R-Truth come out. Like, oh, my bad.
That would have been great if they had done that.
And then CM Punk comes up like, you ruined my bet.
Yeah, so I was tempted to get on here today and just kind of do my Cody Rhodes impression of, so what do you want to talk about today?
But also, Randy Orton returned last night.
Yes.
Yes, and he looked good. Like he looked like Batista. That dude's jacked AF. Like I was like, damn, this is the best I've ever seen him look.
Well, I guess he's going for that one final run, right, of his career here. So he wants to put in the He gave some RKOs, a super RKO.
Oh
He
yeah,
did good. He did good last night.
that was amazing. The catching, who was it he did it to? Is it JD McDonough? I believe is who he did it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he caught him mid-air being thrown from the top of the cage and perfectly hit an RKO. I mean, is there somebody out there who has better timing than Randy Orton? I mean, he never messes that up.
Now, do you practice this before the show?
You have to. You have to, I would assume.
Like how? From that high? Like he couldn't have practiced from that high.
I don't know, but I mean, it was flawless. I mean, you got to give Randy Orton credit for that. His
For
timing
sure.
is always on point.
For sure.
All right, so the main thing is CM Punk returns last night. It was a weird return.
Yeah.
Like just like after the whole show's over and he just comes out.
Yeah, it was a very strange. So for anybody who didn't watch it, if you didn't watch Survivor Series last night, the main event ended, the War Games event ended, the baby faces won. They were in the ring celebrating Dakota's music, and all of a sudden, Cult of Personality hit just out of nowhere after they showed the Survivor Series logo, like they were getting ready to go off the air. Cult of Personality hit. CM Punk flashed up on the screen, and the man himself walks out. Looks around, does his little it's clobbering time pose, and the show went off the air at that point. It was really strange to bring him out that way, but yeah, that's how he returned last night to the WWE. What do you all think of this?
Yeah, go ahead, Hollywood.
So many thoughts on it. So I didn't watch Survivor Series because it was rivalry week, and I had to watch Clemson beat the tail out of the University of South Carolina.
And
So I had to watch that last night.
Yeah, you were at
Yes.
WrestleCade, weren't you?
Huh?
You were at WrestleCade, weren't you?
Yes. I was at WrestleCade earlier that day. Then we came home. We watched wrestling. Then we watched the tail end of the Carolina game, or the Clemson Carolina game, and then we cut on Survivor Series because I picked up my phone to see like what the haters from the University of South Carolina were saying on Facebook, and nothing about how we were so bad this year, even though we were still top 25 and y'all still couldn't beat us. But anyway, this is not a wrestling podcast. This is not a football podcast. It's a wrestling podcast. So I picked it up and I saw Bleacher Report was like, CM Punk returned. And I could have thrown my phone through a cement wall. Like I'm so frustrated by this. So we turned on Survivor Series and I was like, I don't know. Like it popped up 6 minutes ago that this happened. So I guess let's just back it up 6 minutes. And I was like, where was it? Like, when did it happen? And then all of a sudden, like you said, like, it's just the weirdest thing. Like, he didn't come out during a match. Like, it wasn't, because, again, I'm not a huge WWE fan. Like, I kind of followed. I thought that maybe there was like a 30-man match or something, and he was like number 30, like a typical return.
Yeah.
It would have been not exactly like you said. Like, we watched the final match, and I was like, there's like the credits rolling. Like what, I guess it was earlier. And then all of a sudden, like I saw somebody hold up a CM Punk sign and I was like, okay, well, I guess let's just keep watching. And then his music hit and he looks physically, he looks great. This is like, he's been working really hard and that's apparent. And that's awesome. That's great for him. But did that change his attitude? And I like that Triple H was like, in 10 years' time, people change. And if you haven't changed in 10 years, then you're a pretty sad person. Well, why did you hire him back then? Because he is still the same person he was 10 years ago. He's still a cancer. No matter where he goes, he can't seem to get along with anybody. I mean, nobody.
No, I don't think that's fair, Dollywood, because a lot of people in AEW loved him.
Yeah.
Hey!
Are you talking about? Like everyone has had lots of good things to say about CM Punk.
FTR, Ricky Starks, Jade Cargill had good things to say about him. I mean, I saw a video montage yesterday of like a bunch of people in AEW making positive comments about him. He just didn't get along with the Elite and Jack Perry, that little camp.
Yeah, I feel like there are certain people that if they have the wrong, I don't think it's an isolated CM Punk problem. I think it's a a certain type of people personality that he doesn't get along with.
Yeah.
Well,
He's a
yeah,
strong personality for sure.
I mean, sure, same, absolutely same. But I can't just go around, telling my EVPs or my COO or whatever at work, like I can't just like say whatever I want to him. Like he has to watch himself. He can't just go around saying whatever he wants to all the time just because.
But
there's
I do
going to
think
be-
he has a better chance of being contained in the WWE corporate environment because it's got stockholders, it's got, it's a publicly traded company with TKO. So I think it's better for a guy like him.
he obviously, I mean, I won't say that he thrived in that environment. I guess that is the thing to say, that he thrived in that environment before. But now that he's gotten a taste of otherwise, like, is he going to come in there and be like, well, I like this about this company, or I like this about this company, because you can take your pick of the companies that he's worked for by this point. And I just don't think that he's going to come in there and make a bunch of changes. And whether it's a work or not, the way that the other talent reacted to his coming back is
We'll
not.
get on that soon. But do you have anything else you want to add, Jeremy?
Yeah, I just it is interesting. Punk is just one of those strong personalities that it seems like half the people love, half the people don't. Whether it's fans, wrestlers backstage, promoters, whatever. He's a strong personality. And I do think that, to your point, Aaron, I think that he'll be more subdued and controlled in WWE because of the corporate environment. Because let's just be honest, they have a stronger infrastructure than AEW does. They just do. He has a relationship with the Endeavor folks from his stint in the UFC. And I think that he's going to be a little more on his best behavior in WWE, because I think he probably bullied Tony Khan. He's a strong personality. Tony Khan's kind of a guy who wants to be friends with everybody. I think he kind of pushed him around a little bit. I don't think he's going to be able to do that in WWE. I don't think he's going to be able to do that with anybody there.
All right, so we got some
think he's
people
still
back.
Cry?
It remains to be seen. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, I know we're going to get to it, but I'm curious to see how he gets along with the top stars. I know that Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are not fans of him. They've both said such in recent times. So I'm curious to see
we
what
got
happens.
some people backstage. They're all wanting to call in, but we're going to do it in order that you came in. So just to be fair.
Let's do it.
Right.
Let's see what the community has to say.
Let's see. We got Luke Anthony Walsh backstage. Hey, Luke, how's it going?
What's up, Luke?
Look in my eyes. What do you see? Cult of personality. Hearing Dollywood talk about her reaction to CM Punk last night, that's so cute. I was up till 4:00 in the morning, and I had that pop and that moon, and that moment kept me up for a whole hour and a half. That made me even watch the press conference afterwards to just drink it in and
Can I
watch
interrupt
every
you
little.
really quickly?
Yes,
Those curtains you have are hideous.
I know.
Are you coming at us live from a funeral home?
He's like, I just buried my dear uncle, but I have to talk about CM Punk.
Let's not
He
talk about
wiped the
curtains,
embalming
guys.
fluid on his shirt.
But yeah, I mean, listen to your guys' points. It's just insane, and the intricate layers that have been brought into this. CM Punk only signed his contract the day of Survivor Series. It was not happening until the morning of. Only a handful of people knew that the deal was happening. Everyone had assumed, by all the reports and all the counts, that said WWE did not want him there, and many backstage, as you guys were saying, did not want him there. And he was brought in 10 minutes before the end. The space was made backstage. He walked in, and that moment, I think I've watched it about 100 times over. It's had over 20 million plays on social media. I'm sure many more on YouTube. And I think that's lightning in a bottle. That's what, when Triple H talks about capturing that moment and capturing that spark. Well, that's what Triple H is extremely good at. You have to look at Becky Lynch. You have to look at Daniel Bryan. You look at all the other moments that Triple H has been able to orchestrate, been able to mastermind. This is a Triple H moment that he can certainly put onto his column.
Well, definitely you're going to get that Monday Night Raw moment where he's going to sit cross-legged in the middle of the ring or on the stage,
Mhm.
and you're going to hear him, I don't know, maybe badmouth AEW. I don't know.
Well, this is the thing. First and foremost, the reaction of Seth Rollins. He was visibly not happy by his presence, and yet we just had a report from Dave Meltzer this afternoon saying it's a complete work. So I'll let you
Is
believe
it a work?
what
Does it work?
it
Did
could
Seth
be a work
Rollins even
shoot.
know that he was coming?
Well, Seth Rollins has had history with CM Punk. He's said some pretty nasty things about him in interviews. It could be a massage work shoot, which could play itself out into the Royal Rumble. Then you've got Drew McIntyre's reaction as he appeared to walk out of the Allstate Arena just as Punk was coming in. But the further report I'll say to that is that Drew McIntyre walked out of the ring before CM Punk returned. So could be going back to his WWE contract negotiations and him getting fed up of being in the company and ultimately not having the right push to give him a world title shot. I'll leave that one with you. But ultimately, what comes down to is that CM Punk is back. You said it, Aaron. Is that it will come down to behavior. It will come down to his attitude and his approach to the company. He said vocally he wanted to be back, and I think given the right connection, the right relationship, not just with WWE, not just with a Triple H WWE, but you're looking at the relationship with TKO, you're looking at the relationship with Nick Khan, you're looking at the Endeavor, you're looking at the bigger picture where these business juggernauts are going to want somebody like Punk to bring the audience in. And that's, it's a complete no-brainer when just when you think, and all credit to production, just when you think it just wasn't happening, bang, cult of personality, and everyone loses their mind. I think that's been the biggest non-spoilt surprise in a very, very long time.
Jeremy, do you want to respond to that?
Yeah. First, I'll ask you, Luke. Did you think Punk was coming back last night?
It was like a rom-com, wasn't it? It was a will he, won't he, will he, won't he.
Yeah.
And obviously with Living Color re-releasing Cult of Personality, you saw the CM Punk chants, the WWE shop stuff. You thought, they're fucking with us. They're gonna have Austin Theory or Grayson Waller mess with us. Like it changed from day to day because you couldn't. There was so much denial of it that it was always like, yeah, but it was gonna happen, will it? Yeah, it might just happen.
So
And it was just that
here was
never
my
say never
thoughts on
attitude.
it. I thought that I was about 50-50 on whether or not Punk was coming back. And what started to make me think that he wasn't coming back was that WWE was clearly manipulating the crowd audio.
Yeah.
If you went back and watched like in the main event, and this could be partially due to the fact that not many people knew about it. Because if some of the production crew didn't know about it until just a few minutes prior, they may have been instructed to cover it up. Because if you notice, the crowd was chanting CM Punk, and then all of a sudden, the volume of the crowd got very muffled, and then they would mix in like a chant of Randy or a chant of Rollins, or I heard a Cody chant once kind of come over the CM Punk chants. And in the middle of the War Games match, this never happens in the middle of a match, mind you. The crowd started singing Seth Rollins' theme. So I think they were clearly trying to cover up the CM Punk chants until they were kind of smartened up that he was there, and then they let it fly. But I thought that was very interesting too, and that's kind of a to me it kind of proves that not many people knew about it even within the company until the last few minutes. Now, Fightful Select a little earlier reported that the main event talent was told about it like a few minutes before the main event started, is what they said. And I believe that. So that kind of makes me wonder whether Seth Rollins' reaction was a little more of a work than a shoot. But it was interesting, though, to see Seth Rollins flipping off CM Punk and to see Michael Cole and Corey Graves, of all people, kind of holding him back. That's what kind of made me think there was a little bit of shoot to it.
But Triple H was there holding him back as well.
Backstage. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. When he got backstage, he was looking for allegedly, according to Fightful as well, he was looking for Punk backstage, and Triple H and Michael Cole redirected him to leave.
All right, Luke, we have other people waiting, so thank you for
I
calling.
I will say one more thing. Ryback saying he's going to retire if CM Punk came back. Win-win
Now-
situation,
now-
right?
Yeah. All right, we'll see you. We'll quickly address that. So he then tweets last night. I said yes to come back to AEW. No, you didn't.
No,
See?
you didn't.
He's
You were
such
too busy
a nerd.
pushing your MLM bullshit.
Look, Ryback is such a social media whore. Like he is. And like he knows, I mean, you got to give the guy at least somewhat credit. He knows what he's doing when he does shit like this
He don't know
because
what
he's done it
saying.
before. So, you know, he's like, he knew that it was going to make headlines and people were going to be talking about him. And he's part of this, you know, kind of like what Dollywood said, this MLM kind of business mentality of, well, as long as people are talking about me and my brand, then that's good. And I want people talking about me no matter what. So he just comes up with this outlandish stuff like this to get people talking about him so that his name is in headlines. He knew that if Punk came back, he already had the alibi of saying it was AEW, not WWE. What do you guys
You
think
want to
about
talk about Ryback at all?
No.
No.
I'm not giving
All right.
him satisfaction.
Let's bring in our good friend Trey J Styles, the
Trey
South
J.
savior.
Hey guys,
What's up, man?
I feel like I haven't been on this show in weeks.
You're not
I feel
wearing
like I haven't
pants,
just-
You're not welcome.
I feel like I haven't had a chance to talk to Dolly in I don't know like months.
It's been a while, man. And I
been a
miss seeing you
while.
too, man.
It's like I heard that you guys met a alternate universe variant of me, but you know, that's a little
Timeless
thing.
Trey J Styles, yeah.
Yeah, it was a timeless version of me. You guys, I gotta tell you, like the CM Punk thing is so good for AEW. Like you know, you go seriously, you go online, you hear people say, "Oh, this is the nail in the coffin. Oh, they've lost the war." This is really good for them. Because if you think about it, okay, look at the women's division, right? That was really what put Impact on the map was the Knockouts division, right?
Right.
The two champions for AEW are in their 20s, right?
Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Well, geez.
Charlie, when you look Japanese. And then Alex Haney, what the fuck?
I don't even know how to react to that.
I just have small eyes and a high ponytail. I don't.
Are you a waifu? Is that a thing still? I don't know if that's a thing still.
Waifu? What's waifu?
It's a thing. Like, it's like
Explain it, Trey J.
I think
for
it's
those
like
of us out here
when
who
you're like
don't know.
an anime person, it's like dream girl.
Yeah.
That's like a waifu.
No,
Yeah.
I'm a pog, which is another type of dream girl.
Nice. I don't know what that is, but it
I don't know what
sounds
it is
cool.
either. You gotta explain that.
Like I gotta say,
Badass
if
white
you're
girl. Apparently, that is Nick Gage's kind of gal too. So we'll talk about it.
All right, so you said this is good for AEW?
I do. I really do. I think it is. I think it finally gives them an opportunity to differentiate. Like, here's the thing. AEW has started to kind of hit this weird pattern of television, right? Like, they haven't gone in 2023, they haven't gone 6 weeks without a tournament of some sort, right? But knowing that you can, it's like at a certain point you got to get to where you make the connection with your audience. Okay, like taking the title off of Saraya and going to Hikaru Shida is good for Shida, but not necessarily good to the fans. You know, putting the title on Timeless Tony Storm, good for, they might not have been there direct what they wanted to do, but it was good because that's what the fans wanted. Julia Hart was what the fans want. You know, I'm sorry. I love Chris Statlander, probably more than you guys do, but she ain't moving the needle. You love her more than me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, when
Careful.
she was though, she was getting hurt all the time. So I think that this is like a well-deserved break where she's not hurt, but she's
Yeah.
also not a champion. I think.
I
think
think what they're doing with Statlander is they're moving into the world title scene.
They definitely should.
Yeah.
Statlander versus Timeless Tony Storm. Like Statlander's character is, I don't want to put up with this BS. Tony Storm's character is pure BS. I mean, in a good, in the most positive way possible.
But
like,
I do miss Statlander's BS with the boop.
yes. I mean, we missed the galaxy's greatest alien, but at the same time, it really wasn't getting her out of that early card spot. And so I think now when you start really looking at, okay, how do we make the connection with the fans? Because that's what got CM Punk. That's what makes WWE want CM Punk, the connection with the fans. It's like AEW gave us a new version of Punk. Everybody that CM Punk interacted with during that time, during that short stint in AEW, got over. But you start looking at the fact that here's where the problems come in. These people don't want to listen. I want to do what I want to do. It's like Hangman hasn't been over in 3 years, but yet they gave him the world title. That was a mistake. You don't give him. He lost all of his momentum when he left to have the baby. He was never a good promo, never tried to get better. And that's what AEW has to look at. Who are the people that aren't trying to get better? Let's take a self-reflection. It's like a bad breakup. You know, all of us have been through breakups.
You know what's interesting, JJ, about Hangman is he's the most relevant when he didn't even win.
Yeah.
He lost twice, and he's the most relevant he's been in years.
Because he's doing what it seems like the rest of the elite can't. Helping somebody get over. Like, you've been world champion. What else is there for you other than to be world champion again? No, that's the point where you help people get over. Look at Cena. Cena is...
I can't look at him. I can't see him.
Okay, attempt to look at him. So, attempt to look at him. So you got to have like hawk eyes to see him. But like, Cena's best work has been him putting a lot of these other guys over. And then it's up to them to carry it. People like Swerve can carry that. People like Grayson Waller, like Solo Sikoa, they can carry that. Austin Theory, not so much. But imagine the interview segments we're going to get. Austin Theory versus CM Punk, Grayson Waller versus CM Punk. Heck, CM Punk going down to NXT, popping a huge rating there. Like, there is a lot of
CM Punk to NXT will get them over.
That'd be huge.
If you think that with the new CW deal that Punk isn't gonna pop up on NXT during this new deal, you're not understanding the business at all.
They probably will.
Yeah. It's just smart business. There are a lot of people who are gonna get, because that's how you make household names. Household names did not come from cable. Household names.
CM Punk, Alex Haney's telling you to wrap it up.
Oh, come on. He was silent during Walsh, and I haven't talked nearly as long as Walsh. But I will yield my time. I'm actually quite happy because regardless to Seth's real or fake tantrum, CM Punk is at that level that Seth Rollins wants to be. Seth Rollins was only relevant when he wins.
So
Seth Rollins will never be bigger than wrestling.
If so, basically, you're saying that AEW will be better off without Punk because it kind of gives them an opportunity to reset.
Yes,
and look at how they do things internally. Is that what you're getting at?
The Continental Classic should not end. The Continental Classic should be interrupted as an ROH like invasion that carries them through Final Battle and up to Revolution, if not Double or Nothing, because you need something new now. It's like, let's get past this whole, like, WWE proved they can keep a secret. That was something that AEW has notably not been able to do.
Well, that's not true. I think that Adam Copeland coming back was a pretty good secret. I don't know that anyone here was expecting that.
Oh, I definitely was. Like, I think, matter of fact, I told you guys that I said, like, what's next for Edge? I said, Edge is coming there because he wants to be with Christian.
Well, not all of us have a mirror ball like you. Like, we can't see into the future. So we didn't know.
Okay, see, you always want to talk about my mirror ball. And it's all because you want one. Okay, I get it. You want the mirror ball. No, it is mine. Okay.
Wait, did you just say you have mirror balls?
Mirror balls. Yep.
Hi-yo.
I like people to see themselves in them.
You're so ridiculous. Well,
but
I popped. I was excited to see
Yeah.
Adam Copeland in AEW. It wasn't something that I was necessarily expecting right at that moment.
yeah,
So I think it was a fairly good secret. I think that AEW has done that, several times, and with relevant talent, not just whoever that young girl is that's following Tony Storm around.
and with that, it's like if that doesn't end up being like the rehash of Mickey James and Trish Stratus, I don't know if anybody there knows how to book it all. That is to this day one of my favorite women's storylines.
Well,
All right,
send me your
we're at the
resume.
halfway-
Tony.
We're at the halfway point of our show, so this is time to do an advertisement. And we're gonna advertise FTW Wrestling School, run by Natalia Markova and Brian Idol. If you want to become a wrestler, head on down to Largo, Florida. It's $250 a month. You can pump gas and become a wrestler.
Determination, perseverance. These are the qualities that make a champion. Do you have what it takes to be the next wrestling superstar? Are you ready to turn your dreams into a reality? At Fight the World Wrestling's World Wrestling Academy, we can help you become the champion you were meant to be. Our world travel trainers, Brian Idol and Natalia Markova, are well-known industry professionals with years of experience in the world of wrestling. From the basics to advanced techniques, they are dedicated to help give you the tools that you need to succeed in the ring. Our training program is tailored to challenge you, push you to your limits, and help you discover your full potential. Come join our diverse group of talent. Join us at Fight the World Wrestling's World Wrestling Academy and make your dream a reality. Visit our website or contact us to learn more and start your journey to the top today.
Today.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add, Trey J, before I show the joke of the week by Rich Southwood?
I do want to make one small, I don't want to say announcement because it wouldn't be fair, but you guys, ever since Kush made his announcement for to be the Wreckage GM, you guys really kind of gave up. It's like, did you guys just give up? Where are you guys' like, where to all the listeners out there, where are you guys' submissions here? We need a Wreckage GM more than anything.
Dollywood was actually going to submit, but she didn't get around to putting the video out again.
Oh,
I watched the video privately, but she has to make a new one.
I used to watch Dolly's videos privately, but then she got married.
I knew I set you up for a home run.
I was like, oh, what an assist! What an assist!
I knew I didn't want to go with that, so I gave you a home run.
You gave it to me. I appreciate it. Dolly, I love you. Isaac, you're my guy. Canada Dry, best friend. I'll see you guys soon.
Thanks, JJ. See you, brother.
All right.
When are submissions due?
Well, we are looking. We're looking at definitely before Wednesday. But why don't we bring in Caleb for the joke of the week?
Yes.
All right, let's do that.
Hey, Caleb,
Hello.
in the house. Are you ready for the joke of the week?
I wish I see my wiener.
See your wiener? What?
Boy, this is going off the rails today.
What did you say?
My wish is wolfish mummer.
All right, the joke of the week.
Good morning, one and all in AFW and all effing wrestling universe. It's better than your boyfriend, Lord Ryan Rich, with another joke of the week. How do farmers party? They turn up the beats. Thanks, guys. Have a great week. I hope everyone had a great, fantastic holiday weekend here in America, and we'll see you next time.
I love the facial expressions and how he sells the joke. Like right before he gives the punchline. Like that's brilliant.
So I think we have enough to keep going on this CM Punk thing. We're about 34 minutes in, so I think we will just be talking about this the rest of the show. I don't
A special edition.
Yes.
I like it.
I'll have to make some edits to the thumbnail. Ruthless ranted PCB underdog.
Yes.
What do you think of the CM Punk return?
You see, you are the tale of a mystery. I'm really happy with the WH.
Wait, what song were you singing?
CM Punk song.
That's not the CM Punk song.
The remix.
Yes, the remix.
Remix.
I'm really happy with the WH brand onto it back. CM Punk, Ray Orton, back to WWE. I grew up watching them a long time. But AEW is my favorite show also. But CM Punk is a man. He would go over to beat Roman Reigns this tier tip very soon.
All right, so I had to ask you something, PCB.
Yeah.
You said last night in chat,
Yes, I did.
and I quote, AEW is going out of business.
I just joking around.
Oh, you're joking around.
Yes, I am.
He's trying to get a rise at everybody. He was
Is that a
kayfabe.
prepared response from your lawyer?
I had no water.
Oh, we can sue him then. He doesn't have a lawyer. Anyone
Look,
have
my
any
man
questions
Caleb is
for,
kayfabing.
anyone have any questions for PCB?
Yeah, PCB. Let me ask you, and I asked the same thing to Mr. Walsh earlier. Did you think Punk was coming back last night?
Yes.
You
Thank you
did.
for asking me that question, Mr. Isaacs. On Facebook, everybody from different wrestling warmers page on Facebook, I follow and share. And I say, oh, CM Punk is coming back. See, Kyle, this is his hometown. And I know CM Punk is coming back. Because I know him since 2015 when he started. And WH is a man, that man, but he brings our superstars back. But AEW, I love AEW. But when CM Punk is in AEW, he'll fight Dak Perry on backstage. Means he's going back to WWE.
All right. Well, Caleb, again, him and Mr. Walsh both said that they thought Punk was coming back last night. I forgot to ask Trey J. I should have asked his thoughts on that. But,
Dolly, did you think CM Punk was coming back last night?
No, because pardon me for thinking that people tell the truth when they say things like hell will freeze over. It'll be a cold day in hell before we bring him back. We're not bringing CM Punk back. And you can call it kayfabe if you want to, but it's just lying.
Money talks.
Just don't lie. Like, I already have so many issues with WWE.
Shame on you.
Right. And then just lying. I mean, that's all that it is. And I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like him. I don't like them. I don't like any of it.
All right. Thank you for waiting so long, PCB. Anything else you want to add before you go?
I will say this. I'm really happy. It's a hard day we did. It's almost Christmas. I wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. My birthday's coming up. So I will be on calling in on Wednesday night for Dynamite After Dark on Wednesday night. So I will be with you.
All right, brother.
We'll see you later.
We'll see you then, buddy.
Thanks,
Bye.
Caleb. Bye.
So Alex has been waiting a long time. He's like, tag me in.
Are you going to meet the rest of it?
I like his little avatar, Haterade. He needs Haterade.
We spent 10 minutes making that.
Love it.
That was Dollywood's fault last week.
I asked him how much money he spends on all of his haterade.
I've got an endorsement. It's fine. I don't need to pay for anything.
I like
so
the fruity colors of this Haterade. It's got the blue, the purple, the blue. Like that looks nice. I drink that.
You're a
That's
hell
the
of
only
a graphic
sunshine he has
designer.
in his whole life. Besides Fiona.
Anyways, what kept yous? That time, me waiting to talk. What was all that about?
Well, we had to go with who came in first. So just a line.
Handy, the floor is yours, man. Go ahead and rant away. I'm ready to hear it.
I don't even know if I want to rant now. I've lost interest. You know, right? You know.
Did you know that CM Punk was coming back last night?
I sort of thought it was happening with all the little hints and trips.
What percentage were you thinking it was going to happen? Were you like 80, 90?
Probably 90% sure that it was happening. Because
As the show went on, did it get higher or lower?
no, what was it? Mr. Isaacs, you nailed it with the what was it? With the WWE doing all night. You know, you didn't hear that. I mean, you didn't. You barely heard a CM Punk chant. As soon as it sort of kicked off, it was sort of like,
yep, they distorted it right away.
You sorted it right away, you know, and I'm sure they've got used to that now because I'm sure they've been doing that for the last 10 years, to be honest.
Yeah,
you know, but was it's quite funny because you all know my opinion on it. You all call me salty and bitter because he turned up me EW and I said he was trouble, and you says no, he's such a great guy. He's going to be this awesome talent for the wrestling and EW, and
I know Dollywood said that.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't. Yeah, maybe what was it called? But obviously, I mean, it's an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting dynamic. To see how it plays out. I disagree with you, Mr. Isaacs, on the whole bullying Tony Khan thing. I think Tony's bullied by a lot more other people, and what was it? A bit less than what was it with Punk? I think the Bucks and the elite around him. You know, I think he's just a nice guy, and he's just you know dragged into things, and he just doesn't know how to get out of him because he's trying to please everybody. You know, so. But it's interesting. I think the Seth Rollins thing for me is I've seen footage online. It's pretty much a work. You know, they were in the ring for a good what was it? They were in the ring for a good while before Seth sort of left the ring. You know, as if it was sort of prompted. You know, and what was it? Cole and Gray. They were just sort of like they left the sort of announce table like pretty quickly, and they were standing to the side. So it was this they knew something was going to kick off. You know, but. I mean, if he is genuinely annoyed, I mean, I think it was not to defend Punk too much, but he's got a right because Seth Rollins has been running his mouth about him for the last year online, you know. So what was
not a Seth Rollins guy? I'll have to tell you that first off.
I was wrong with Seth's yeah. Fiona, I won't let you know. I won't say the bad word that Fiona calls Seth Rollins. She doesn't like him because
Fiona doesn't like her. Like him either.
Yeah. Fiona believe the word is see you next Tuesday.
Oh, see you next Tuesday. I call him a douche with two O's.
The two O's. But yeah. I mean, I'm sure if Seth was pissed and walked out, I'm sure Becky would be off as well. You know, because that would be a dynamic that you couldn't.
Now, let me ask you this, Alec. Do you think he's going to go on Monday Night Raw and bash Tony Khan and AEW?
No.
You don't think he will?
Why would they? I mean, the WWE's not done any of that yet on their TV. They haven't bashed AEW at all on their television. They've had little digs, you know, but they've not bashed them. You know, they've not bashed AEW at all. There's plenty of opportunity, but I don't see why. Then again, if thinking about it, it's Punk, you know.
Yeah, but, you never know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you never know, but I was hoping he just came back to help retire Ryback, but obviously he's a sniffer.
You know what would be funny? He's like, I'm only here for a week, guys.
Yes. Yes. What they should have just done is like real glass. You know,
if he would have walked out and then they would have showed that tweet and then like done like a 21 gun salute or something to Ryback. That
would but I mean, I'll be interested to see where they sort of go with it now. You know, what was it? Where does that leave the people in like AEW? Because there was a lot of people. I mean, you asked to like CM Punk. Pretty much, it was Collision. You know, the roster was split down the middle. You had the Punk camp and the what was it, the other side, the Bucks. I think looking at it the Bucks have sort of lost their position as well through what's happened, you know, or maybe they've just removed the EVP thing for a reason, just to settle things down a little bit. But I think for AEW to sort of progress and mature, I think they really need that whole set of people to be gone. You know, I hope this doesn't mean Tony's thinking, "No, let's bring back Jack on Wednesday now that Punk's on the other side."
It would be
you know,
a controversial thing to do.
You know, it's just totally weird. You know, you think about it. Do you think like in August it was all in? You know, and then to think now that he's in the WWE is really strange. I thought it would never. I mean, I thought it would never happen. I wasn't really wanting it to happen because of all the sort of the drama that happened. You know, and you spoke about what Triple H said. You know, and if you. I mean, through the sort of years, been a couple of interviews with some of the friends that were sort of like in the WWE, and they've spoken about the situation with Punk and how they were upset about it because he pretty much ghosted a lot of people as well. You know, from what's been said in interviews after they left WWE, it was like you come with me, you leave with me, or you're not my friend, sort of thing. You know, so what was it? That was a sort of strange thing to happen. You know. A bit round like Kofi and that spoke about it there. They were sort of really sort of close and things like that, you know, when they've spoken about it. That'll be another interesting dynamic as well, because obviously the New Day's there, you know, so and they're pretty close now. So how will that sort of play in? Randy Orton looked quite happy to see him. That was, you know, another sort of like old school guy in the locker room, you know, they're sort of diminishing. The Undertaker's sort of gone now, and you know, so that's where the dynamic will be sort of. I mean, he'll be able to sit in the locker room with Cody and Randy Orton, but it's whether or not the younger guys take to him, you know.
All right, Alex, thanks for calling in.
You're cutting me off.
Well, I've got a few more things I want to talk about here.
I've got jokes and everything. It's just not like
okay. If you want to tell a joke,
no, it's fine. I'll leave it. You know, you get. I mean, but was it first? You make me number 4 on the list. You know,
well, you got to sign in sooner.
I mean, come on, I'm here every week.
It's a lineup. It's just like the bank. You got to wait to get to the teller.
You know,
we got a jam-packed show today.
You know, but I'm a VIP. You know, I should be straight to the.
What do you like the Bucks now? Are you trying to like assert your authority here?
He's got the bat phone, is what he's got.
Sorry,
you got the bat phone, right? The red phone in Commissioner Gordon's office.
Nah,
Mr. Gordon.
me and Aaron were actually having a conversation the other day about Batman, and I don't think you like my opinion on him. You know, I thought it was a bit of an arse. You know, bit of a narcissist.
Yeah, I think like if they don't portray Batman as that egotistical, I guess, what's the word? Narcissistic personality, they're missing it.
Yeah.
But
he's kind of an anti-hero.
Sorry? Yeah. Maybe that's what you need is the records for GM is Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne is GM. Oh.
Oh my gosh. Adam West would be funny.
All right, Alton, we got a few more things to do before we close the show. So thank you for joining us.
Well, yeah. Okay. Bye.
Cheers to you.
Thanks for calling in, Haney.
Thanks. All right. Well, I wanted to talk about a couple more things before we close the show. We got Drew McIntyre visibly angry, leaving the ring angry, going back, putting on a hoodie, slamming things in the back, and leaving the Allstate Arena. What's behind this?
I think that he's probably upset that they had this hot main event angle and this really good War Games match just for it to be completely usurped by a returning superstar. I think that they're just I mean, and I could understand the frustration. You know, if you're in the main event, you're telling the main story of the show, and they just bring somebody out randomly at the end of the show, and it just kind of takes all the heat that you just got by winning the match. So I kind of get it. I mean, it kind of pushes him back down the card a little bit.
Well, the funny thing also is that if you didn't watch the show, you have no idea who won, but you do know that CM Punk came back.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's all anybody's going to talk about now. Nobody's going to talk about the story.
Yeah.
They're going to talk about Punk coming back.
Could he also be mad that he's been in contract talks for how long? And they signed CM Punk like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've been working at this for how long to get a new contract? And you're not willing to pay me, but just like that, you signed CM Punk, and I'm still waiting to work something out.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of professional jealousy, you know, and I'm not saying it as a negative connotation per se, but just that he's unjustified.
No, I would feel that way too. If I was
I would feel that way too. Absolutely. I mean, you see this in any profession. Whenever somebody comes in and gets a promotion, whenever you've been the one there busting your ass, you know, it's like, well, who the hell is this person? Why'd they just come off the street and get the job instead of me? I mean, you see this all the time. You know, I've seen this in places I've worked. I'm sure you guys probably have too. So, I mean, it's a very common psychological phenomenon that a lot of people go through, regardless of the type of profession you're in. So, I mean, I understand where Drew McIntyre would be coming from if it's legitimate anger.
Mm-hmm.
Dollywood, what do you think?
I mean, I don't think you could be more right. You know, McIntyre has been so wonderful for so long. He doesn't cause issues. You know, he's one of these people that will put people over. He's one of these people that wants to help the young talent. He's fan-fucking-tastic at his job. And then this cancer comes back, just strolls in off the street again with a fucking Portillo's hot dog in his hand and just takes.
Wait, he had a hot dog? I
didn't. He didn't.
That would be funny. He's like,
yeah. He just strolls back in like nothing happened. And he's like an abusive husband or something. Like he just comes back and he thinks like he just pretends like everything's okay, knowing damn well he's in the wrong about a lot of things.
And he's always bringing gifts to the children when, you know, he just eat their mom.
All the money.
Haney says in the chat that we're all wrong. So does he think that he thinks the Drew McIntyre thing's a work, I guess? So what he thinks?
You're all wrong. What? Because that's not the right you're.
But see, a lot of people thought the
That's true. Joseph Grant makes a good point. It's also because the Williams story in the grand scheme of things means nothing because there's
that was my point. I mean, it basically negates anything that went on in that match and usurped it because now all anybody's going to talk about is Punk. Nobody's even going to care about that story now. Moving
but
forward.
The whole stories are kind of pointless too. There's no meaning behind those matches. Like there's no like you guys get a new draft pick or something like that, or like anything that changes based on a win.
Just kind of a power struggle between Judgment Day and the baby faces.
Let's say hypothetically that this is not a work. That
hey Derek, thanks for commenting. I've never seen you before, but thank you.
Oh, nice. Welcome. Hypothetically, McIntyre is genuinely upset. And Seth Rollins.
Bunch of favorite fanboys hating.
I'm not an AEW fanboy. You know better than that, Haney.
I am. And
no, he's just saying that.
I know.
but does this have a chance of Drew McIntyre going to AEW?
Right. That was precisely my point. Like, is this a big enough issue backstage to cause these people to leave? Because he's proven that he's not good for a company.
I doubt it. I'd say McIntyre, Rollins, anybody who's upset about it will probably stay. I think eventually Punk will be the one to leave.
No, here's the thing. I do not think that Drew McIntyre is mad at CM Punk personally.
Yeah.
It's more of the boss overlooking him when we're working on a contract and you sign this guy like no questions asked, boom, boom. And it's probably getting more money than Drew would have got.
Oh, I'm certain of it. Yeah. Right. Especially with merchandise. I mean, there's no way. There's no way Punk's making less money than McIntyre.
I don't know. Like, yesterday, like Aaron kind of mentioned, I went to like a wrestling convention yesterday, and I saw a lot of people that the three of us kind of grew up watching. Like one in particular that sticks out is like Jake the Snake sitting there with his oxygen tank. Like I can't help but think that's going to be CM Punk, and not too far in the future, because he's going to run himself out of everything. And I thought that he had already done that. I thought he was done. I thought we were done giving CM Punk chances. And here we are, giving him just one more. When's enough?
Well, I think that the WWE sees this strictly as money. They don't care about his attitude. But I think what's going to happen, here's what I predict is going to happen. I think he'll stay there through about WrestleMania. And then I think he's going to have a conflict with creative, or, him and Seth Rollins are going to get into it. It seems like Rollins has developed a big head the past couple of years. It was that Cody himself said a year ago that him and Seth almost came to blows backstage when they were doing their feud, and they don't like each other. So if he can't get along with Cody, he's not going to get along with Punk.
You know why they don't like each other? Is because Cody came in and now was a bigger star than him.
Yeah.
He got all the wins over Seth.
And Seth is very egotistical. I mean, he's a great wrestler, but he's very egotistical. I could see Punk having a conflict with Seth. I could see this almost being like a Brett Shawn thing. I think they're going to work with each other, possibly at Mania. And then I think they might have a real legitimate conflict, and I think Punk's going to end up leaving. That's kind of what I think.
Thank you again. A new comment.
Hey, Charles.
Report, so
welcome.
Thank you for calling in.
Stephanie
was sleeping with Savage. She said, "Randy, it's not be like a Slim Jim."
I'm not acknowledging.
I saw Cody awkwardly take a bite of a Slim Jim last night at the press conference, and he struggled for like 5 minutes opening up the wrapper, and he was like, I can't get this open. And then finally he opens it.
Your Cody is brutal.
And like takes a bite of it, and then he just puts the whole damn thing down and gets up and walks away. He didn't even take it with him.
Now, the other thing I want to talk about is how awful wrestling fans are.
Oh, we're toxic.
The worst.
Now,
worst.
Okay,
yeah.
You got football fans. You have baseball fans. You got hockey fans. You got basketball fans. And of them all, wrestling fans trump them all on toxic bullshit.
Now, here's where I stand on this. Wrestling fans are by far the most toxic verbally, but not physically. Like football fans will get into an actual physical fight at the stadium, but these are all like wimpy, wussy beta males. So like they'll just talk shit about you online with like an anime avatar, but they wouldn't actually do anything in person. So they've got the vitriol, but they're very beta male-ish. They wouldn't actually fight you or anything.
But they call themselves alphas. That's how you know they're betas.
Yeah.
If you have to call yourself that.
You have to call yourself that.
Yeah. But I do agree. I think out of all the things that I'm a fan of, I'm not a huge comic book guy, but I do like the comic book stuff, the Star Wars stuff. I'm a huge horror movie fan. Out of all at sports, Dolphins, UK basketball, whatever, by far the worst fandom is professional wrestling by a mile. Like it's not even close.
Okay, so you got the toxic, like this is causing toxic comments, like the CM Punk return to WWE. Okay, so you got it's a weird dichotomy because you have the guys who already hated Punk after he left AEW, like Dollywood. Then you got the butthurt AEW fans who are upset because he's now WWE property.
Yeah.
Then you got the WWE fans who are all hated Punk before and now they love him now. So it's just
well, at least he's back in a real company now.
Yeah,
you see those kind of comments. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know, like, my main comment from the last whatever the name of the last match was last night was, where's the blood? There wasn't any blood. Who can watch this? Nobody's getting cut open.
Yeah, how do you have a War Games without blood?
Yeah, it's literally called War. Thank y'all. It's literally called War Games. Nobody's bleeding.
They don't juice WWE anymore. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why it's for children.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe
I agree. I think you should have blood. Yeah.
So, do y'all think? Caleb mentioned this. Do y'all think that Punk is gonna like take the belt off Roman Reigns?
No.
Because what I
If
mean,
anyone, he could take it off Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he's going to
obviously.
feud with Rollins. I don't think he's going to feud with Reigns.
that's perfectly fine with me. But like, what a slap in the face! Like, if he was to do that to Roman Reigns and end his streak, like that would be such a slap in the face to the fans, to him, to everybody.
To Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Finish the story. All of a sudden, CM Punk is now the one.
No, I don't think. I think Punk and Rollins is going to be the feud. I'm not sure if Punk's going to take the title from Rollins or not. It just depends on how well he gets along with everybody backstage. I mean, it's a
Well,
possibility.
he doesn't even have to win that first match, but if he beats Rollins at Mania,
yeah,
you can have it.
In that sentence. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Let me ask you guys this, just out of curiosity here. Do you think CM Punk and Seth would be a better match than CM Punk and Kenny Omega? Which do you think would be better and why?
CM Punk and Kenny Omega.
Think so?
No, I don't, because Kenny Omega is, I mean, just top tier. Like and it's not just because he's in AEW; it's because he's genuinely really freaking good at his job. And I think that CM Punk and Seth Rollins are kind of on the same level, and Kenny Omega is so far above the both of them that they shouldn't even be in the same ring together.
Cody's never going to finish the story. Kenny Omega is a dreadful wrestler.
And who else is? Your mama, Alec.
Okay, yeah. Before we start to wind down here, the other thing is, how awesome is this? That we are kind of back at the WWE versus WCW Monday Night Wars kind of in a way, where
Yes.
all these different wrestlers are going back and forth.
I love it. Love it.
We could get Drew McIntyre in AEW. We could get Ricky Starks in WWE.
Don't say that.
Well, that's the
I mean,
rumor.
it might happen.
Don't
here's
put it out into the universe.
Here's the
I
thing.
think it's already out there.
Wrestling is more exciting whenever people can jump ship. And this is something that's not really happened much. I mean, I know TNA kind of had it a little bit, but when TNA wrestlers came to WWE, a lot of people didn't even know who they were.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, just look at Chris Harris, Wildcat Chris Harris, when he came to WWE and was Braden Walker. Nobody knew who the hell he was.
Yeah.
But he was a tag champ in TNA. But now we've kind of gotten to the point to where we haven't been here in about 15, 20 years where you can actually see people jump from show to show, and it's exciting. It generates a buzz either way, from WWE out or into WWE. It feels big, and that's exciting as a fan.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes,
Yes.
Jade Cargill are both bigger stars now in AEW. I mean, in WWE now that they left AEW.
Yeah,
I don't know that you can say that about Jade Cargill yet.
Not yet, but they're making a big deal about it.
But I was so upset with Cody Rhodes. I'm looking up at my figures of him now because I wanted to get rid of all of them. I was so done with Cody Rhodes, and now I'm like, he's not so bad.
He's doing better. His
him.
WWE run has been better than his AEW run.
And he hasn't even had a belt yet.
Mm-mm.
Just the stupid one that he always wears.
The weight belt. Yeah.
After Labor Day.
Using that more and pump the iron, Cody.
When he turns heel, he's going to be like Hogan. That's going to be a spot where he whips people with the belt every match.
Well, he almost teases it, then he throws it into the crowd instead.
Yeah.
I'm not near as mad at Jade as I was at Cody for leaving. And of course, I've welcomed everybody that's coming to AEW with open arms.
We
but
talked a bit about the toxic fans, and the AEW ones that are complaining that we lost CM Punk to WWE. You just signed Will frickin' Ospreay.
Right.
So I think it's a bigger win for AEW that they got Ospreay than WWE gets Punk. Punk is a big name, don't get me wrong, but it's a novelty signing. It's only going to last so long before,
Right. Yeah. I mean, Punk is definitely generates more interest for sure. I think AEW will get more longevity out of Ospreay than WWE will get out of Punk. I do agree
Now,
with that.
Haney is saying that Ospreay's body is already breaking down because of his high spots.
Yeah,
It could
he's slowed
be.
down.
He does.
Yeah.
He
Well,
does
I
need
mean,
to go down
he's
a bit.
kind of reined it in a little bit over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
He's bulked up. He's put on more muscle. He's using a little more technical style. So he's cutting it down a little bit, but yeah, he still does a lot of the high spot stuff. So let's hope he stays healthy.
Ospreay is 30 years old, and CM Punk is.
Well, it
30.
doesn't matter how old you are; it's how hard you go. Like Dynamite Kid was done before he was how old?
Oh,
There's still
he's really
15
young.
years difference. Like CM Punk has been in the profession pretty much since Will Ospreay was born at this point, and I mean you just can't compare the two. Like Will Ospreay has so much left to give, even though his body's breaking down. His body is not breaking down. He's just really freaking good at his job.
He is a great wrestler for sure. I mean, he's.
Yeah.
I would probably put him in my top 5 in the world. Yeah, for sure.
You know who's
Where's CM Punk on that list? Not top 5.
you know
No.
who's really good? As a result of watching Ospreay, Fletcher can go.
Oh, yes.
Like I don't know if he's just been training under the Ospreay tree, but
Yeah, I mean, well, Aussie Open, they teamed with Ospreay in New Japan a lot over the past couple of years prior to AEW. So yeah, I mean, he kind of worked with Ospreay a lot.
That oi, oi, oi. I freaking love that. Like, I want it to be somebody else's because I love it so much.
Aussie.
Yeah, whatever it is. Aussie. They haven't been on in a while. Aussie. I had way too many drinks at All In, so I couldn't remember what I said.
all right, we're gonna run our last ad of the day, and then we'll see what we want to talk about if we want to close the show. Have you guys checked out the Kill City Cup yet?
Tell me more.
Well, the Kill City Cup. Tell me more.
Tell me more.
I can tell you, but I might as well just show you.
Perfect.
Welcome to the Kill City Cup. I got the world by the ball.
Right by the balls.
Yeah, so Liam did the watch along on Saturday with the Kill City Cup.
Yeah, how'd that go? I haven't had a chance to watch it back yet.
It was good. I didn't get a chance to talk to Luke Robert to get permission to show the whole thing, so he was cutting back between that and going back to his facial features. Yeah, it was really good. And the idea is sort of the watch along is not to show the whole thing anyways, because you want to have people watch it properly. And you can hit the description below and you will see the Kill City Cup there, and you can hit the link and give it a subscribe, give it a like, and watch. And they're over 15,000 views on that thing. That thing, they also have a contest. And you can win some Kill City Cup signed merch if you go to their IMDb page, give a review and a rating, and you can win some merch with signed merch.
Very cool. Very cool. Check that out, everybody.
So we were gonna do like the Continental Classic today, but you just gotta run with it sometimes.
You got to go with the big story, man. Like this is the ratings getter right here.
Yeah. So I feel like we were gonna see where it went, and people called in, and the story kept going. So like we're flowing good here. We still have a few things to talk about, so it worked out, and so now I got to change the thumbnail.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah,
this
change the
worked out.
title. It says Continental Classic right there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You guys, anything else you want to add before we kind of wind down and end the show?
Yeah, I'll just kind of give my general thoughts here. I'm glad to see Punk back in some capacity because I do think he's entertaining. I think he's a great promo. I think he can do good work in the ring if he stays healthy. I don't think, like I said, I don't think this is going to be long term. I think it's going to be a short term burst. I think something is going to cause a rift between him and management, and he's going to end up leaving. But I would rather see him come back at least for a short stint than to just disappear forever, because I do think the guy has value. I know he's a polarizing figure. I would have liked to have seen, and I would have rather have seen him end up being the devil in AEW. I think that would have been better.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been huge. That would have
With
been
the
much
Young Bucks
better.
being his minions.
Yeah. That would have been a hell of a twist. But, unfortunately, we all knew that was kind of not going to happen. But, I mean, this is kind of the next best thing, I guess. If you're a Punk fan, you want to see him, you'll at least get to see him, work some in WWE before he inevitably fizzles out. So I'm curious to see where they go with this. And I'm curious to see how he's going to work with the top guys. I'm curious to see if him and Rollins are going to get along and what kind of matches they're going to have. I think those two guys could have a great feud together. I really do. It could almost be, it won't be as good, but it could kind of have Shawn versus Brett kind of heat where they hate each other and they have a good match with each other. So I'm curious to see it. I'm here for it. Let's see what happens.
Anything you want to add, Dollywood?
If they do have a Shawn versus Brett sort of feud, I really hope that CM Punk is the one that comes out cross-eyed. That's really all I have to add.
CM Punk is the Brett guy.
Punk's going to come out with the lazy eye.
Rollins comes out with Shawn and his manager. Punk comes out with. I would love that. That would be so cool.
Well, but one thing we didn't mention here. Let's give props to Triple H, because Triple H is really kind of he's the mediator here that got Bruno Sammartino back into the fold in WWE. He got Warrior back into the fold in WWE. He has a way of extending an olive branch to these disgruntled legends and getting them to come back to WWE. So, I mean, the guy definitely has a talent in negotiations. So, I mean, you got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, for sure.
I do think that Triple H is probably wonderful.
I don't know about that.
I think that he's probably like a pretty cool dude. Like I don't agree with everything that he does by a long shot, but I think that like you said, like he's a good mediator. Like he's trying to extend these olive you just couldn't have said it better. He's trying to extend these olive branches. He's trying to give people one more chance. And Tony Khan tried to do that with CM Punk, and we'll see how that blew up in his face. I hope that I don't know. Like, I don't want to say that I hope that it ends up better than his AEW run ended, but wouldn't that be a shame for this like living legend to just wither away into nothing? To just burn bridges everywhere he goes, and then just end up sad and alone. And I don't I imagine like AJ leaving him and like.
I think he's doing pretty good right now, though. He's back in the fold of WWE.
He's pocketed a lot of money from these returns. It's not like he's destitute and making $30,000 a year.
He's sitting in front of the liquor store with a guitar, asking for change.
That's all I see. Him and that little crusty dog just sitting.
He's Randy the Ram and the wrestler. He's like living in like a trailer, like the kids come up, they're like, "Didn't you used to be a big deal 30 years ago?
Yeah, get off my porch.
Get out of here, you brat."
All right. I think we can wrap things up here. If you want to support the podcast, the channel, you can do it through several ways through YouTube. You can send a tip. There's tiers you can use to support us. But if you just want to buy a shirt like this one here, like this one here, like the one that Natalia Markova is wearing, the All of Wrestling Show shirt, you can head on over to Pro Wrestling Tees /F and Wrestling. And right now there's a Black Friday sale going on, and you'll get 20% off. So that's awesome. I think it's good till tomorrow. Am I right?
Probably, because
like
tomorrow's
tomorrow at
Cyber
noon.
Monday. So
Yeah. So you got to get before noon if you want to cash in on the Black Friday sale. And of course, if you like old school wrestling, and I know you do, you can head on over to Pro Wrestling Tees /Adrian Adonis, and you can support and give the flowers to the man who ran the flower shop, Adrian Adonis. And on behalf of Canada Dry, the Effin' Expert, Dollywood, and all those wonderful people who called in today, remember to keep your chin up, your tits out, and just keep fighting. Hit that little boing music that you do. You know, the little, yes, that one right there. I love that so much. While I'm looking for the outro. See you guys later.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effin' wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effin' wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effinwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.
See you later.
Bye, y'all.